Today we're going to be reacting to a video I saw recently, so let's check it out.
Hello everyone, this is Matthew Hussey from Love Life. We have another caller on the line today. Your name is Kalani, am I right in saying that?
Correct, yes. So I am really puzzled by modern day commitment. It seems that people have a really hard time committing these days. There's always something better out there, and I'm sure social media has a lot to do with it. People comparing their lives to others. I know in LA where I live, there's a lot of men have Peter Pan syndrome and they don't want to grow up.
Peter Pan syndrome?
Yeah, Michael Jackson. Hee.
So when it's sexual liberation for women and they get to take their time choosing, that's freedom from oppression. But when men want to stay picky and stay choosing, then they're just not growing up.
But it makes me weary to get into a relationship because I feel like, people are always kind of worried about maybe there's something better out there. And
there's something better than you, okay? People are passing on you. Here's the thing. We live in an age of hypergamy.
Sorry. I couldn't keep it.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. People pass on you. You're trying to find comfort here?
You're not going to find it.
Nope.
Listen, we all have to be, honest about where we are in the dating totem pole, okay? Some of us are in the middle, some of us are at the bottom, some of us are at the top, all right? A lot of women just live in delusions. A lot of women think they're up here when they're here, Don't you know girls that have a hard time keeping guys away?
Yeah.
The guys all want them?
Yeah.
Right. I know girls like that.
Yeah.
I know guys like that.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're more desired. They're not saying oh, women are passing on me because there's something more desirable. No, they're I have to fight these hoes off.
I'm not a yes man. If you come to me, I'm going to be telling you the real thing. The real ting-a-ling. I'm not a yes man. So I had one of my girlfriend came to me. She's like, yeah, I don't find anybody. There's no man. And I'm like, yeah, okay. What do you have to offer? I want this. I want that. You want a 10? But you a 6. You want him to buy you shit that you can't even afford. You want to be catered to, but you don't cook. He brings all of that. What are you going to bring?
That's right. We live in the age of hypergamy. What does that mean? That means that a select few are at the top and that everybody wants to date with them and they have their selection of the pool. That is the way we date today.
Life.
Right? Why? Because we opened the world up. Thanks to feminism, thanks to advancements, we've made it so that anybody can date whoever they choose. And you know what? Now that we have equal opportunity, men know that they don't have to stay and live with you and marry you to have sex with you. Men are getting a lot of what they want without having to give up what they don't want to give up, which is their time. They don't want to give up their space. They don't want to give up their emotions to you because they don't feel like you're worthy of that. Most men and most people under 30 want to be in a relationship. That is a fact. Most people aspire to something better for their relationship lives. They just don't want to choose wrong, so they don't pick. And they're not picking you because you're the wrong choice. Listen, I know where I stand. I'm at that cusp of being attractive. Right? I'm in that 7 range.
You're the before?
I'm the before.
You
know what I mean? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Huh?
What makes it that... Hold on. Because what makes it that you're just the before?
Here's how I know. How I know. I can get laid with attractive women, but I've never had women come up to me and be like, I want your number. I want this. I want that. I've almost 99% of the time had to done the approaching. And it gets me places. And it gets me in places. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. In places.
But I have friends
wet
who
places?
Aren't. You know what I'm saying? Wet places, warm places, places that I gotta get wet and irrigate, you know what I'm saying?
Sugar wall places.
Hey, sugar walls, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I redid some pelvic floors, you know what I'm saying? Hey, let's go. So that's the difference.
Let me redo your basement for you.
Hey,
renovate, yeah.
I ain't saying it's construction, but I'm gonna do some drilling, you know what I'm saying? Okay? All right? I got my hard hat on, my knee pads, and my Timberlands.
Let's go!
We fucking like it's a black porno, girl. Let's go. Fucking knee pads. So the difference between my friends, I have friends who are very attractive, and they tell me, yeah, girls come up to me all the time. And that's the difference between on the cusp of being attractive and being attractive. You know what I mean? I think people are fed this narrative that they are entitled to love. They are entitled to the perfect match. They're entitled to find someone who's going to, quote unquote, complete them. And the truth is you're not. In the day and age where you get to choose and you get to be as free as you want, that comes with consequences. It means that we get to be selective as well. And if you're not going to give us the sex, somebody else.
I mean, firstly, I think in general, people are worse at committing to anything these days. I think people are worse at committing to careers. I think they're worse at committing to a life path. I think they're worse at committing to marriage. I think we have shorter attention spans, and we have I think a certain level of entitlement these days that makes us feel like we're entitled to a job that is amazing and exciting the whole time, and as soon as it's not, we feel like we need to quit and move on to something else. I think we feel like we're entitled to a relationship that isn't any work, that's supposed to be easy, and then as soon as it's not, we start looking for the next thing. And not to mention, if you live in a place like LA, and people in London or New York or many major cities will all relate to this, you do face a lot of people with a lot of different options, and everything is, in a city like this, it's everything all the time. It's everything always. You can have whatever you want any time of day. You can go out every night of the week. There are always new people. There's an endless stream of them. There's always something else going on, and that makes it somewhat difficult. Now, what we have to understand is that there are different experiences of life. There's the experience, for example, of going out and sleeping with multiple people and having a kind of roster of people on the go that you enjoy, and you're just seeing where that takes you, and you have all the variety that comes with that. Then you have the experience, which is being with one person and sharing your day with them and finding out how they are when they get home and telling them how you are when you get home. And, you go and do something with that person, and you can really relate to them.
That's a long segue to say that you're not the top choice.
So, but he doesn't want to tell it to her.
No,
because
not
his
too hard.
viewers are women. I guarantee you, if I looked at his viewership rate, it's probably 90% women who listen to his stuff, and they like his advice. But he also packages his advice in a way that's palatable for women. But we don't give a fuck about our viewership. We'll tell you niggas like straight. It's probably because you trash that you can't find somebody.
It's not that we don't give a fuck about you. It's that we don't give a fuck so much about feelings. The feeling gets in the way of the truth sometimes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, at the end, you feel it and you see the truth and you're able to move on.
People grow, and as they mature, or hopefully mature, not every guy does, but as they mature, they start to have, they value experiences differently. Some people go through their lives and they begin to truly value that sense of real meaning and connection that comes with being with one person. Other people, by the way, never get to that stage. I truly believe that that's the minority. I think that most people actually get to a point where they want more meaning in their lives.
That's very good to hear.
This man is not selling dating advice. He's selling hope.
Yes.
And this bitch is buying. He basically told her, later on, men are going to want to wife you because they're going to exhaust all their options and you're going to be left.
That's what he said.
You're not plan A, you're not plan B, you're not C, D, E,
you plan C you later.
Like in a couple years.
Yeah. Decades.
Because that's kind of what I was wondering is, how as things have changed, and I think of my parents in the 60s or whatever, it was such a natural thing to commit to somebody, and that's what you did. And now it's...
Stop mentioning the 60s. Stop mentioning baby boomers. Stop mentioning that era.
It was not better then.
Your grandparents married whoever the fuck was around them. That's it. I'm so sick of people bringing up the old ages like it was better. The baby boomers had the most high divorce rates ever. So they didn't know shit about commitment. All they knew shit about was commitment to destroying families. They can go fuck themselves.
Bro, you know when you go like you're in a classroom, right?
Yeah.
And the girls are really ugly, right? And if you're a girl and you like guys different, if you like non-binary, binary, whatever, it just suits you. Whatever, you're in that class and the girls are not looking good. Yeah. So the most good-looking girl starts to look hot.
Yeah.
Your standards start to lower.
Nigga, I used to live in Ottawa.
Standards are low.
Okay? Ottawa, you walk in the streets, you treat a hot woman like it's Discovery Channel. Hey. And then finally like, yo, Jennifer Lopez. And bitch...
Looks like George Lopez. From J-Lo to J-O.
Did, and now it seems more unnatural to do that because divorce is prevalent in things. But
another lie, divorce is no longer prevalent. We've brought divorce to all-time lows. Okay, why? Because people are not getting married young. Marriages that start before the age of 30 have, I think, 80% failure rate. Okay, so people are realizing that it's a giant financial risk, that most people fail, so they're marrying later on in life. And it's also a very big positive, because nowadays people marry for reasons other than finances.
And they actually marry the person that they choose and not the person that's around. Remember what I said about the classroom? You realize that, oh shit, there's not a classroom, there's a whole fucking school. And you get to see other motherfuckers.
And then there's other schools.
And then there's other schools.
And then you find out with the internet, you're connected to every school.
Oh shit!
So that's the difference.
So then your standards change.
Many guys, because of this sense of entitlement where we think, God, before I get to a certain age, I have to have played around enough. I have to have traveled enough. I've had to have had a ton of adventure. I need to have made a certain amount of money. I need to be in a certain place in my status, in my career. They have all of these things that they feel like they need to check off before they meet the woman that they're going to spend their life with and settle down. Here's the problem. Despite this sense of entitlement, many of them never achieve all of those things by the time they meet that woman.
Right.
So all of a sudden, they're meeting this amazing woman and they think, God, I could marry this woman. I could spend my life with this woman. If only I'd been to all those countries I already wanted to go to. If only I feel like I'd played around enough, had enough adventure. If only I'd already made that money that I said I'd make. You know, I said I'd be a millionaire by 30. I'm not. I need to keep going with that. They have all of these things that they feel like they haven't done yet when they meet that person. And all of a sudden, they find themselves sabotaging a relationship, not because the relationship's wrong, but because they feel like they haven't arrived at that place in their life just yet.
That is so profound and
No, it's not. Nicole?
You know what I love about this whole thing?
What do you love about this whole thing?
You know how many times I've talked to women, they're like, I'm not ready for marriage right now. I'm still discovering myself. I'm going through experiences. You know, I have so many things I want to do before I get to that place. And when men do the same thing, they're being immature.
Yes.
Right? They're not there yet. Right? Of course, we need a sense of adventure. We need to face adversity to understand who we are as human beings. That's what that period between the ages of 18 to 30 are all about. You know, I've changed so much over the last 2-3 years. I can only imagine over the last 10 years how much me as a human being has changed. To marry somebody and to tell them I'm going to be with you, who is you over the next 20 years? Who is you going to be in the next 30 years? Are you still going to love the person I am 10 years from now? So isn't it possible that men, much like women, are just discovering themselves, or finding out the things they like and they don't like through experimentation, and through experience, and through adventure? Isn't that a possibility? Rather than just saying men are immature. This is what makes him a little disingenuous, in my opinion, is that he has a lot of critiques about how men behave. And you know, he does a lot of things from the female perspective. And it just, to me, seems very disingenuous.
that is so profound. And
she's sitting there like, this is so profound. You know why it's profound? Because it doesn't make her have to reflect about her own behavior.
No,
so she loves this advice. It makes everyone else wrong and her fine.
The easiest thing you can do for yourself is to look for guys in the right stage of their lives instead of trying to convert guys in the wrong stage of their lives.
So true.
If you want to find a guy in the right stage of his life, or you want to find out if a guy is in the right stage of his life, simply ask him the right questions. When you're early on, ask him, are you interested in a relationship at this stage in your life? Or do you feel like you still have more that you want to get out of your system? If you talk about his past relationship, why did you break up with that person? That'll tell you a lot, by the way. Does he talk about it being, he's the reason that they broke up because he wasn't ready for a relationship? Or is it because of something that she was doing and therefore he just hadn't found the right person? If you ask the questions, he'll give you the answers. Most women never ask the questions, and so they never get the truth from a guy because they don't want to hear it.
Listen, don't ask these questions, just look at how they behave.
That's it.
Do they respond to your messages? Do they make efforts to see you?
Patterns.
All right, do they give you, if men are giving you their time, they're interested. And if they're giving you their time consistently and they're giving you their attention, they're interested. Because most of the time we don't want to give you our time or we don't want to give you our attention, but we do so because we know that's what you want and we go for it. Okay? So if men's giving you that stuff, great news. As far as the questions, we don't even necessarily lie. I may really want to be in a relationship. Doesn't mean I'm going to want to be in a relationship with you. Because like I've been saying since the beginning of this video, Kalani, you ain't shit. And because you ain't shit, I therefore want to be in a relationship, just not with you. If you have to look outwardly in order to find the reasons why you suck at dating, then the problem is you. All right, so that's it for today's video. Leave your questions below. If you guys have a dating question you want answered, or if you have a video we want us to react to, send us an email or drop us a comment below. We want to hear from you guys. Peace.